Well, hello. I've done heaps. I'm bloody buggered. I probably should calm down before I wear myself out. But I'm too excited. I think it's 5 days until we start. I've got most of the signatures, just a couple to go. And I've only got this little pile of stuff to go because I've got all the members a little tray each. And I've basically got everything done now. Oh my God, I'm tired. So, how are we all? I hope we're all good. I'm not quite sure what I'm talking about, so I'm just going to dribble and let you know what's been going on. So, I've started to do the markets now 3 times a week. I don't know if I said that last time. Oh look, tailor drawings. Oh, that's one of my favourites. See that? So, yeah, I'm just finishing off. I had 1 box to go, which was this, and I don't know what was in that. Just crap. Oh. So I've got 1 bit of pile of paper left, and then this is done, and I can concentrate more on the granny flat. But anyway, that's nothing to do with Sacred Creations. Well, I keep stuffing up the names. Sacred Kingfisher Creations. For short, it's SKC. That's what I'm going to start calling it, SKC. So, here it is here. So I've got all of the main people. There's just a couple that I need to get. Like Vinny and Philip and Glenn and Bonnie. They're the last ones to sign on. But Tuesday, it's definitely happening. And the guys have a lot of runners to do. And I've got permission from them all. So basically I wrote a little contract just showing them, you know, the basic rules and respects of this place and that. And yeah, I've got heaps of work to do because for the last 3 weeks I haven't worked and I've still been selling their work. And yeah, they've run out. So when they get here on Tuesday, they've all got quite a bit to do. So no, it's going to be exciting. I'll try to film as much as I can on opening day because I think that would be good, like to see everybody and see them functioning in here and how it works. Like I said, we'll probably have a few lessons to learn and a few mistakes, but that's why I'm giving myself a year for this, because you know we're all learning at the same time, and as a board and you know, and the United Group, which we are, yeah, you know, we've all got to understand where we're going with this, and we believe that we can go very far, and we believe that we can accomplish great things. Like some of these artists, I actually have so much faith in that they could be the next sort of iconic Aboriginal artists. Like I have a lot of faith in Bonnie. I can't wait for you guys to meet Bonnie. I have faith in all of them, and I believe they all are going to go far. Just even in the progression of their own recovery, and through that, them being able to run their own workshops and use what gifts they've got in co-produced sort of design courses and workshops and things. So there's a lot of goals and a long journey ahead of us, but I believe in it, and I think that we can definitely do it. So getting them all to sign is just a really good accomplishment for me. I was really happy. You know, of course I have doubts and now and then and that, but I have even in for myself. Oh look, that's from Carly. When did you do that, Carly? Oh, how old were you when you did that? Oh look. Don't know, is that one? Anyway, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so much still stuff here. Yeah, no, like I said, you know, I might have doubts as well, and I've got a very good network of people in this group. Like I said, there's actually a vast range, and they're all at different levels of their recovery, and it's completely unique. They're all very, very different. Not one of them really has a similar story to each other. You know, trauma is trauma, and some of the traumas we all relate to and can understand. You know, you got your typical ones. You know, you got your physical abuse, your sexual abuse, you know, even emotional abuse. You've got, you know, like death in the family, losing a loved one and it's still quite hard to deal with. You know, even trauma as far as injury and physical immobility. And yeah, just depression can bring on trauma, and just all that sort of thing. So they're all very unique, and the wonderful thing is in their recovery, it's about talking about it, and it's about sharing each other's stories and how then we support each other on those stories. So we're going to sort of, the idea is we're going to sort of like use tradition and culture of all of us and amalgamate that into one new alternative group, and use those techniques and tools to assist each other. For me, recovery starts with really looking into somebody and seeing them for who they are and really listening to them. And for me, a gift that I felt I learned through living on the streets and stuff in Sydney was that the best way to get someone out of a psychosis is to trust them, don't fear them, to simply grab their hands and look straight into their eyes and tell them to come back. And they can hear you. Even though they are going crazy and losing it out there, loss of complete control, they can hear you. And you will bring them back. And then when you bring them back, the grief will start, or the anger will start, and then you just have to accommodate that accordingly. Now, luckily in this space, like I said, some of my members are at levels where they can spark into psychosis or into fear and anger, and me sort of making another space out the back, sort of, I'm not going to call it the anger space or the scare space, it's a space that if it starts to consume my group, I can then take them away and give them that time to relax and breathe and come back down, sort of thing. That's my hope. Like I said, there's a lot of lessons that are going to be learnt in this first year, though the lucky thing is we've already trained in the health system. These guys have already been part of that health system. They've seen how I run in that system. So we have already like a back burner, I suppose, what's the word? A vice of a habit that we already know. So staying consistent on a line of familiarities could really just help keep it steady in a way. You know, I have to remember, even though I have so many ideas for this group and turning it into an organisation, building an art centre and doing all that kind of stuff, which is plausible and possible, and with the right support of each other and guidance, I believe in us completely. But what I have to remember is the priority is that these guys are still in different levels of their recovery, so that's priority no matter what. So I cannot pressure them to do something that I believe we're ready for. So I have to allow them to be ready, and when they're ready as a united group, then we'll push forward on different ideas. So there are little steps that I can sort of, test the waters on. We've been offered a franchise, which is wonderful. A couple of shops over east are going to get in touch with us on the idea of producing like pillowcases of a collaboration of work, and giving us all funding for the group that would support our group. So if that happens, then we might have to open another day, and in that day it will be just committed to commercial product, which is very different to their sentiment and storytelling within their recovery of what we sell at the markets. Like everything has a story behind it and sentiment. Like this is Raphael's, and Raphael Hunter did this a few years ago. It's now on a t-shirt. But the story behind it and what it means to him is vital for his recovery. So this, you know, we couldn't just go, oh, let's stick this on a pillow and make hundreds of them, Raf, and just, you know, we're going to use a typical colour, and I don't think that could work. So the groups then have to be able to take off their recovery hat and put on a professional hat. So just start them slowly on something like this opportunity, I think is a good idea. And we'll just take it from there. And like I said, I've got all their permissions to film and interview and take photos, so I'm really excited about that. So I'm just doing these vids. Like I said, I'm pretty new to all this. I'm uncomfortable. I'm trying to sit still and keep the camera still and things like that. I've got to learn. And hopefully Brodie and Drew and Carly, if she wanted to, but I've got different ideas for Carly, you know, want to get involved and use their expertise on YouTube and start our blogs. So yeah, I'll give you a quick look what I've done so far. Oh. So this is, I've got all like the paints all there. I'm gonna have all the drawing and paper there. This will be mainly sort of Murray's area and Bonnie's. They're sort of the painters of the group. But I think some more will be. Lillian's very much into it, and so is Kanisha and Telly. So is Glenn. Actually, a lot of them are. So I suppose it's not just a particular person's. You know, this will be all sort of the wet area, the painting area. I'm going to move it out here through the days. I've got all of the market stuff there, so when it's not markets, all this is going to go out here, and I'll extend it with the sculpture table so they can carve rocks and things like that. So the centre point is all of the, where we do the silk screens. So these are all their original designs on the screens, and then we basically get them and print them through here. Over there, I've got to get better books. At the moment, I've just got kids' books, but like I said, this is going to be just inspiration, all of their own files and things like that. And eventually I'm hoping to get a telly sort of up there that has YouTube playing, just to give them, you know, like just constant inspiration of art history, of the Kimberley history, and of all the different communities up here, because each community has very different art and their own stories. And like, I can't wait for Bonnie to explain a lot of the Dreamtime and also the political side. The political side's pretty full on, and it'd be good to hear, because it really enlightened me of the, you know, the original landowners here, you know, and how they are still here, but there's many now other communities and mixed cultures. You have your Asian Aboriginal, your Filipino Aboriginal, Kiwi Aboriginals, lost generation, or stolen generation, sorry. And yeah, lots of things. And Bonnie's very passionate about the politics of this. So these are all things that we are going to discuss and talk about and express through our work, and hopefully remember in our hopes of this being an organisation and being funded and things like that, that we will stay grounded and know that any money that comes through this organisation is going to go to the community and look after the communities, because that's what we want. We want what the systems are not giving, which is that it's not for us, it's for them. And we are basically the tools to allow that to happen. And with this group of 13 of being joining of many communities around here, then we can branch out and reach out to as many as we can and support as many as we can. That's the hope. So wish me luck for Tuesday. Like I said, I will try to film some because it's our opening day. Now, the other things, they're very dependent on me at the beginning. Like, they've become very dependent on my lifts, on, you know, just giving them any kind of assistance that I can. And me, if I can do it, I will. But, you know, I have to learn to let them become independent. So they all have to make their own way here. They have to find their way here. They have to leave without my lifts and things like that. And they've got to be responsible for their time here. So that's a huge step in their recovery. A lot of them have become very, what's the word, reliant on the handout of the system. It's unreliable. So, and I don't mean like money, I mean like picking you up, dropping you home, using the phones, you know, and things like that. Like just things that us regular people have to keep, you know, like we have to do it ourselves. We have to learn to be independent and fend for ourselves. So in that sense, that's the beginning step. So hopefully they all arrive. And I know in time they all will, but maybe at the beginning there's some stalling. Fingers crossed I'm wrong. I hope they all rock up, and if they do, I'll celebrate big time. So anyway, yeah, that will do for now, and I'll get back to you on Tuesday. Ooh, wish me luck. See you, everyone.